Yeah, that movie has the F-bomb more than any other movie.
Hold on. Wasn't expecting anyone.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Listen, sorry to bother you, but my car ran out of gas right in front of your house. There's a gas station about a mile and a half away. Could you give me a quick ride there?
Holy crap! It's the dude from...
Wait, are you?
What are the?
Are you the guy? Are you the wolf? Are you Jordan?
I am. Yes, I am.
Dude, you were in time.
We were just speaking about you.
There you go. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
now you
sure.
got it.
Come on in,
buddy. I
come
appreciate
in.
it.
Come in. We're gladly.
Well, I'll go ahead and
Serendipity.
Yeah, load that up. Now we have to watch the movie. Let's.
Brilliant.
I do have one question, Zach. Why are you skipping?
I'm excited.
When Zach's excited, he skips.
Okay.
So yeah, let's jump in the car. One of the questions I do, I've been when I saw that movie, I was like, could this possibly happen to one man? Is most of it like
the parts that you probably are wondering if they're true? They are true. Some of the stuff's not, but most of the crazy
the boat
stuff,
capsizing, the plane crashing, your aunt dying?
All true. Yep. And look at Lamborghini. All right. Well, you know the scene with the Lamborghini, right? By the way, you should let me drive because.
Wait a second. I remember that's the scene where you.
What's the chance of it happening twice, right? There's no chance. I'm pre-disastered, right, buddy?
You're a good salesman.
I am, right? Believe me, you won't.
I might drive this first. I might drive the first one, and then from next time once we
there we go. I got an IOU.
Was that the true thing where
it was true? But listen, it wasn't a Lamborghini. It was a Mercedes. So
was it Quaaludes or what made him like?
Well, it was Quaaludes, but it was the original real Quaaludes, like these ultra strong Quaaludes from 1978 that had a delayed fuse. Long story, but it was a good one. You know?
Do you remember trying to drive the Lamborghini or the Mercedes?
I remember it like it was yesterday, but I also could say that I could pass a lie detector test. I don't remember hitting one car.
So the whole scene where for you, you just went home and then you were like...
I was like, thank God I made it home. I had no idea to this day I could pass a lie detector. I don't remember what happened. I really don't.
You know what? Before we jump in we'll jump in the car, but afterwards, I want to ask you a couple questions. You can come on my little radio show.
Come on, yeah, give me gas.
So in the movie, question for you. Did you help in terms of, were you on the set?
Just at the end, because, listen, the movie, watching a movie film is kind of boring, actually. It's very slow.
Right.
It's like, it's watching paint dry. So, but at the end, I was there, and, but I worked really, really closely with Leo on the script and on the, really the dialogue.
Because you wrote the book.
Yeah. Well, I wrote the book. Terry Winter, a great writer, wrote the script, and I went and kind of rewrote the actual boardroom scenes with all the stock stuff. But Terry was amazing. Great job he did.
So now you're where? You're here in LA.
Yeah, I'm back by the beach, South Bay. Yeah.
Nice. You've been all over. I was reading. You lived in Australia for a while. Obviously, you're from New York.
I just got invited to Iran today for 4 days.
Wow.
There's speeches in Iran. Yeah.
You gonna take that up?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Right. I used to say that my movie was a hit everywhere, but Iran and North Korea. Now I guess it's just North Korea. I was wrong.
Nice. So what, at this point in your life, is it all excitement? Is it travel, adventure? Are you back in business? I know you've got your sales, consulting and programs.
I'm fortunate that my business has been great with speaking, consulting, and you get to a certain point. I mean, I've listened to the whole party craziness like that is a good memory.
Right.
But the things that make sense at 25 don't make as much sense at 55.
Right.
But so I look back at those days, and say, yeah, okay, I did it, But now I'm married, I got a great woman in my life, so very happy, But I'm always working on something. I always have a project I'm working on. I can't just sit still for more than a couple of days. I go nuts, right? This is it. This is good.
Yeah, this car is pretty fun. All right, that was a good drive. By the way, guess what is on the bookshelves here?
Ah, there you go.
This is a new one you wrote.
It is, yeah.
How many have you written?
Three.
So at one point, you make $22 million in 3 hours on this IPO of Steve Madden's shoes. And then you need to open up a Swiss bank account to put all the money in. So you put it in an aunt's name. But your aunt didn't know about it, right?
Well, she knew.
She knew. But then you go on this boat and you get word that your aunt died?
No.
I got the timeline on?
No, that's the movie. I mean, that's
that's the movie. Okay.
Now, all of those things happened, but didn't happen in that order. And the real version.
Did the yacht capsize?
Yes, the real version is much better. So in the movie, I'm on the yacht, and I get news that my aunt died, and I have to go back. They have to leave, right, and end up getting into the storm. That's not what happened. What happened was I had my yacht in Rome for vacation. I wanted to go to Sardinia, and I was addicted to Quaaludes in a big way, right? Cocaine, you name it, right? Every drug under the sun, right? And I got into this frame of mind that you sometimes get into when you take ludes, where short for Quaaludes, where I call it the movement phase.
Yep.
Like there's the tingle phase when you first take a Quaalude, your fingertips tingle, you feel euphoria. Then there's the slur phase where you slur your words and you say, well, okay, I love you, slurring is fine, right? Then you get into the drool phase where you're drooling like, but you're okay, drooling's good too.
Is this kind of the Lamborghini scene in the thing?
And then phase 4 is unconsciousness, right? However, there is a fifth phase, which happens once in a while, called the movement phase. That means you get like the drug-induced equivalent of ants in your pants. You can't sit still. It just so happened that as I was heading down the hill to Porto Vallarta, where the yacht was, I found myself in the movement phase, and there were white caps in the harbor, and when we got to the boat, the captain says, we can't make the crossing because there's a storm. And I said, I have to cross or I will die. Because I could not sit still. And I convinced the captain, unfortunately using my powers of persuasion.
So this is where persuasion did you wrong, right?
Correct. And I convinced the captain to take the boat because I said, Captain Mark, if we sit here, I will die in this. So I says, all right, we'll break some plates. I said, will we make it? He goes, we'll make it, but it's going to be really bad. I said, let's do it. It seemed like a great adventure, right? So I went up to the top deck, took 4 more ludes, fell asleep, woke up, and I was in 50-foot waves, and the rest is history.
50-foot waves?
Unbelievable. It was just a freak storm kicked up in the Adriatic, and we ended up getting rescued by the Italian Navy SEALs, which was amazing. And then what happened was they took us to Sardinia.
So wait, not to interrupt you, but were the Quaaludes strong enough that you were sleeping part of the time when there was 50-foot waves?
No.
It woke you up? Because I've been in a big storm in the ocean. That'll wake me up.
I was an expert at something called balance. Like I was treating my body like a human pet. I'm sober for 20-something years, right? But back in the day, I was like a Petri dish. I would take ludes to mellow out, cocaine to wake up. So I was balancing between ludes and coke that day. So I was awake for the whole, very proud of that.
Probably not the Buddhist meaning of balance.
No, right,
Probably
exactly.
not quite as much.
So I was balancing, right? And so I was awake and loving it because I wanted this. I was so happy that the boat was going to sink because it was so expensive and I was so sick. And I was like, this is great. And then like, oh shit, we might die. I'm like, oh, this is not so great.
Then you remembered you were on it. You're
Right.
like, wait a second.
Anyway, we got rescued. And then what happened was, so 7 days later, we all had to buy everyone new clothes because all our clothes went down with the ship, right? The only thing we rescued was the Quaaludes, thank God, when the boat was going down.
They should have put that in the movie.
No, I sent my friend down for those. They were in the downstairs cabin. I said to my friend, you have the ludes? He goes, no, they're downstairs. I said, Rob, you get the fucking ludes, So Rob runs down. He comes back, goes, the cabin's flooded. I can't. Fucking go and put a fucking snorkel on. Go down there, right?
Sacrifice your life.
Right.
I need my ludes.
They're in a hermetically sealed bag. Go. He goes, all right, you're right. He goes down there. Nothing. I go downstairs. He sees me standing at the top of the stairs with his pants down, his ankles, pissing on the carpet. I'm like, Rob, what are you doing? He goes, I always wanted to do something like this. I'm like, Rob, just go get the ludes, right? He goes downstairs. He comes back up. A minute later, I couldn't do it. I got shocked. The water's electrified. Oh. I looked at him and I said, soldier. I said, you fucking, I don't care how bad, unless it's like.
Did he get shocked while he was peeing?
Yeah, no, while he was down there.
Because it'll come right through the
screen. I said, you go down there. So he went, he goes, you're right. He goes, I'll do it. He goes, but if I die, get my wife a breast job. Just promise me. I said, all right, I'll do it.
Get Martha.
That's
what he said?
If I want my wife to get a breast job, pay for the breast job.
That was his, so not like the movie where you say, will you take care of my wife,
no,
Mr.
he just
Best
wanted
Friend?
the breast
Will
job,
you get her a breast? Why did he want her to have a breast job?
She was bugging him for a breast job. He didn't want it. He was cheap. So he said, if you pay for it, my death will be meaningful, okay? So he goes downstairs, comes back up with a bag of ludes and third-degree burns and his hair up in the air, right? All right? And then 10 days later, here's the irony. So 10 days later, 10 days later, we go to the battleship first, right? And then we take some more ludes because it seemed like we should do that, right? And then we went to the Cala de Volpe Hotel, the world's most beautiful and expensive hotel, where you take an olive. It's like they have a guy with a microscope, $10 on your bill, right? So check that out there 10 days later, right? It's like $700,000 later, right? And
700 grand was the hotel bill?
I had to put 18 people. It was nuts, right? So anyway, I bought everyone brand new clothes. Right now, this is the second time because my wife lost her bag. The story can go on and on. I want to get to the point.
No, keep going. Do not stop.
Right.
Here, no, keep going. This is great.
Well, so what happens? My wife originally, when we were getting on the plane, the driver forgot to put bags on the plane. So I had to buy her new clothes. So before we got to the yacht, we stopped in Rome, went shopping, got her new clothes, and then those clothes went down with the boat.
So the clothes sank with the boat.
And then we had to get new clothes in Sardinia, right?
And then you went. It was the hotel, the $700,000 hotel.
So
after that?
Yes, after that. So then we had to buy clothes, but it was only like Johnny Versace resort. It was like peacocks. We were all purple and pink the whole week, right? So finally, the last day of the trip, right? I had this great idea. I said, you know what? If we bring all this shit back through customs, we're going to be hassled. My name was on a watch list already. I'm like, let's just ship it all back to DHL. All we need is a toothbrush and underwear because we're going on a private jet home. Great idea, right? So we all box up our shit. We send it off back to the United States. Next morning, we wake up, we go to the hotel, to the airport. No plane. I'm like, what the fuck? No plane. Now, this is back before cell phones, right?
Yeah.
You know, and no one spoke any English. And after about an hour, I was going crazy because I had lewds now. No reason to be away from home anymore without the lewds, right? All of a sudden, some little Sardinian midget comes scampering up to me.
Literally a midget?
A midget comes and goes,
didn't you guys throw midgets in the movie?
That's exaggerated. We talked about throwing midgets. They threw midgets after I left. I was not involved in that. So don't hold me responsible.
So anybody who's midget, do not protest this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Please don't. Hey, but the point is that he says, Mr. Belfort, my wife goes, plane crash. I'm like, what? My plane crashed 10 days after the yacht sank, okay? And like, it took off at Orly Airport in France. Seagull in the engine, gone.
A seagull hit your private jet.
So now I lost, so I lost the plane.
We got to say this. So for a second, your yacht sunk. Then your engine got hit by a seagull.
Yeah. So then pilots lived, thank God.
Did you ever wonder if there is something in the past life that might have happened?
So here's the thing. So right, well, no, I did make some great analyzations that day. So after that happened, we got stuck again with no clothes in Italy, and I had to get out of Italy at this point. So we took a plane to London, a commercial plane. We ended up in the wrong airport, Gatwick. But
you had clothes on.
The clothes we wore,
Versace,
right?
they had purple and everything.
But here's the irony, you know. Here's how crazy drug addiction is. Is that at that time you'd think I'd say, okay, obviously God is telling me this. My life's out of control. There's something not right here. Right. Everything's insane. I'm doing drugs all the time. Things are happening. No. I went even crazy the next. In other words,
you used it as a sign you should be partying
to
harder.
Keep going harder, right? It was a year later that I got sober finally.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's that's the true story about the yacht. Now,
the true story of Wolf of Wall Street. You heard it here.